Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so after the update and everything else, we have some things that have changed to one of my videos, so I'm going to redo this entire video. But this is going to be the guaranteed fastest way to level yourself up. Now, everybody does not have to do this. Some of y'all want to put in the grind and give yourself something to do, that's fine. But if you really want to get to level 20 the fastest, you want to be able to get all your stuff to where you can start making it efficient and you're not wasting your time, then by all means watch this video. Otherwise, if you want to take that time, then go do your own thing. But this is for those people who really want to get to level 20 the fastest. So to start off, if you have extra characters, make sure you have 4, because you can share right here the account's blueprints and the account's materials. So being able to share those amongst your characters will allow you to stack up materials and things of that nature. That's how you're going to be able to do it. So the more watch points you have, the better. Now, I do have a video on how to do this the fastest, which you can get it done in 40 minutes, and then you can donate your parts, and then you'll have this. Yes, you're going to break your thumbs. Now, the other part is, once you're at this, the number one fastest way to get to like level 11 or 10 is going to be your crafting bench. Come over here. Now, after you've got a good watch, because you're going to need the parts and things of that nature, the carbon fibers, the steel, you're going to craft every single one of these. Now, you only have to craft about 20 of each. Now, some of these you will find out there when you're scavenging and stuff like that at Countdown. So you may not have to craft 20, okay? But each time you do one, you're going to get at least half a level. So that's going to get you most of your weapons out of the way. Now, as for things like this right here on masks, there's only the improvised mask. So you do have to craft 20 of these. So you may craft one and then put it on your build and then use it. But the fastest way is just to craft 20 and be done with it. So same with the backpacks. Improvised backpack, same way. The chest, there is a chest, but there's also the Vendamite chest. You're going to have to craft about 20 of these so you can donate them and get at least a named item out of the way. There is one other named item in here, and that's the gloves, the Motherly Love gloves. So you're going to have to do the same with these. So you are going to need some Alps materials, and just like the other one, Petrov. But the ammo dump, for some reason, is not a named item in the holsters. It is just a badger tuft. So don't waste your time on this, okay? Just craft the improvised holster, improvised knee pads, chest pieces, and all that, and donate 20. So I'm going to show you right here. As you see, we got claws out, forge, all these, but no ammo dump holster. It's considered badger tuft. So I don't know if that's a glitch in the deal or not. Maybe they might put it in later on, and then we actually have to donate them. But here's the Motherly Love gloves. So yeah, and guess what? You're going to break your thumbs even more. So the first thing you're going to want to maximize, because this is going to help all of your builds, is this area. You want to use printer filament for this when you're not using that on your backpack, because the faster you can get this to proficient, the better you're going to have more weapon damage, and that's going to help out while you're doing Countdown, while you're doing other stuff. The second one that you want to max out is skills, because skills transfer to each character. So when you're taking a character through New York, that also is going to give them more skill damage. So definitely come over here and take care of that. All right. As for named items and all that other ones, exotics, you can use printer filament on exotics, so that way you can deconstruct them and have more exotic components. But as for this, we used to be able to put on 6 pieces and of, say, Uzina or Empress or whatever over here, and we'd be able to max it out. I've been told that that has been fixed. So you're going to have to just go scavenge and donate. So y'all gear, though, is only DZ exclusive. So you're going to have to use printer filament here, or you're going to have to go in the DZ and risk people stealing your stuff. So other than that, just go in, farm, and donate. Same with your gear sets. Now, the devs said System Corruption was supposed to be out here and we're going to be able to farm it. Right here, I haven't seen it. Something happened. It was out there, but now it's not. So if I go over here and look, as you can see, we don't see any system corruption here in green, do we? Nothing. So they took it out of the loot pool. So I don't know if that was notified to us or not, but it's not here, ladies and gentlemen. They said it was supposed to be, and it's not. So I think the devs kind of hid something from us or took something away. Big shocker, right? So other than that, yes, you're going to come over here and farm and farm and farm, of course. So step 3, after you've farmed and got everything that you can maxed out, the one suggestion I'm going to give y'all is this. When you're farming and you've got all these brand sets and gear sets done, switch everything over to, say, like holsters, knee pads, or whatever, to get the named items. Same with the weapons. Get those when you get the named items done. You can use printer filament to do so. So if you really want to use printer filament the fastest way, just simply set everything for backpack mods and skill mods. Okay? And they're right here. These two. Set those two, farm for that, because you'll also get weapons. You'll get named items from hunters. So set it for here so you can get printer filament, so that way you can start donating for the named items with printer filament. And just have about 60 or so on your build. No more than 80 total on weapons. Now, as for the other part, make sure you come over here and send everything you are not going to use to your stash. It's that simple. Just hit X on options, and I'll show you again. Go down to, what is it, Corpseman down here, and hit X, send a stash. Send a stash one more time, everything goes over there. Now sometimes it glitches out like this. Don't worry about it, just go to a different build and send a stash. This way you have room. See, I got 89. You want about 80, no more than 80. Now, let's get into the build.
Mine.
Now, everybody's got their own personal builds they want to use in there. This is my preferred one. This one keeps me alive. It gives a lot of damage, and it's going to help my teammates out. The only thing you could trade is basically the backpack talent or whatever you want to use on the backpack. But we're going to be using the technician for just one piece and one piece only, and that's the laser pointer. Yeah, you want this ACS-12 just like this with flatline, damaged target set of cover, damaged armor. That's going to be already on there. But if you're not using the technician, set this piece right here for crit chance, and then come over here and put on the technician, and then you're going to be able to use the drone, the spotter drone. Okay, that's also going to give out some extra spots for other players, but your backup weapon, of course, is going to be the Scorpio, because you can't beat that extra 20% damage on a hunter. While giving that damage out, you're going to be able to disorientate, shock him, put him into place, and slow him down. So the other part to this build is the backup. It's the setup backpack. Because we're using 2 shotguns on this to stack, and we're also giving out that extra damage, we're going to give our teammates an extra 20 plus 15 on that right here, the backpack. But a cool little backup pistol for this, just in case, is the 93R, because it's got a high RPM, so you're able to get those stacks. Yeah, you'd have to pulse the enemy, but if they're pulsed, and since everybody's using pulse now, it makes it easy just to stack that. Now, as for the build, it's very simple. 4-piece Heartbreaker. Now, you can change what you want on this. I have a bunch of them where I was able to roll the armor to weapon damage and then kind of move things around. But one of these that I do have on here, you do want to trade to crit chance. Okay, I have a lot of crit damage, but you do want one piece of this to be crit chance. Other than that, everything else crit damage. Now, on this, we are using the chill out mask for one reason and one reason only, and that's because of the protection from elites. So this build is going to negate everything the hunters give and throw at us. Right now I'm sitting almost at 50%, and when I get the extra mods where they're maxed out, we'll be sitting at 52%, and that's the max. Now again, the backup is the setup backpack. We have crit chance, crit damage, and this is how we give out our team an extra 15 plus the 20 that we do for the hunters when we stack it up of the Scorpio. So they're going to get extra damage, and you as well. Now, the chest piece is a must because we're going to have 100% weapon damage when we stack this thing completely out, and we're going to have 100% bonus armor just because of the brand set. So that's going to give us our survivability. It's going to take away from everything because almost everything in there is an elite. So that's how you take away from them and give yourself the extra damage. So let's go down and we'll see some of the stats real quick. As you can see, protection from elites 49. I'm missing about 3%, so that should take us to 52, like I said. Once we find the maxed out 13% protection from elite mods, which I'm always struggling to find. But as you can see, we're hitting at 27 and 105. Again, we want to be at 30, no higher, but because we can't get the 3%, we want to trade one piece for crit chance so we can be at 32, and then we'll trade off the crit damage. Because you want it to be at 30, so at least half of your bullets crit. Now, again, if you have a piece, you want at least 3 blues, 3 reds on this build. So if you have pieces like Heartbreaker where you can trade a little bit of crit damage and put crit chance on it, fine. But again, no more than 3 blues. Literally, that's all you need because they're not going to be doing so much damage, but you do want some survivability. So, again, that's player's choice where you want to put it, but you can also run a backpack like this. Now, you're going to lose 5% total damage from your team and you, but you'll have the crit chance. So if you do that, you can stack up the other piece for crit damage, and you'll lose a tiny bit of armor. Just about 0.1, about 100,000 in armor total. So that's player's choice if you want to run this. But having that Seska on there will help you out as well because you'll be critting a little bit higher to get more damage out versus having the extra armor.